No blink, but school is almost back in session at Indiana University. Classes in Bloomington start Monday, and reporter Mitch Legan has more on IU's plan to bring students back for in-person classes as safely as they can.
At the corner of First and Henderson, there already is a picnic table set up for, what do you call that, beer bong?
Suzanne Owen has been taking all the proper precautions since the coronavirus pandemic hit the U.S. In fact, she hasn't stepped foot in a grocery store since March.
I use Instacart for Aldi's and Kroger pickup for Kroger. But that has served me very well, and I'm not sure I will ever go back into groceries.
But she's concerned that after months of doing everything by the book, that it won't be enough, with thousands of students now back in Bloomington.
I live in a neighborhood that has a lot of student parties. That will be a bit of a measure on whether or not there is a shutdown. But I'm really fearful.
Indiana University's fall semester starts Monday, and IU will join institutions such as Purdue, Notre Dame, and Indiana State in offering at least some in-person classes. With students coming back for the first time in nearly 5 months, IU's updated how school will look during a pandemic. And it starts with testing students as soon as they move in.
We'll run that and hopefully have results in about 15 to 20 minutes. Anyone who's negative, of course, move right in. Positives, though, will be asked either to return home, where they would need to isolate because it's likely they're infected, or if that's not possible or safe, to enter isolation housing.
The university spread out move-in over 2 weeks, with no more than 1,500 students a day moving into university housing. To encourage social distancing, most rooms are now for one tenant. University officials say the reopening of McNutt, Foster, and Teeter residence halls will allow for enough living space with the change. They were closed last year because of black mold.
We had to rethink every single square foot of our facilities and how they could be utilized in the safest and healthiest manner possible.
Students living off campus are still being tested, and the university hopes it'll be able to test them all before the semester begins. Tejas Halur is a junior studying entrepreneurship at IU. He isn't taking any in-person classes this semester, thanks to the university's hybrid in-person online class schedule.
I actually personally like the Zoom classes a little bit more because I can almost go on my own speed. I can rewind it if I need to, I can fast forward it, double the speed.
When it comes to classes on campus, everyone is required to wear masks. Students and staff have received their own cloth masks from the university, and officials say hundreds of thousands of disposable surgical masks will be available as well.
And we will have those in dispensers in all the major buildings entrances. So if you forgot yours or left it someplace else, you can pick one up because we expect everybody to have one on.
Classes that are held in person will have fewer students to allow for desks to be spread out, and passing periods have been lengthened. Students will be sent home after Thanksgiving and complete the rest of their classes online to try to keep them away as the flu season rolls in.
When it hit us initially, we were already able to absorb all of the information from the folks internationally and nationally because it kind of started in the coasts and migrated its way into the Midwest. So we had that knowledge base to work from.
In that time, university officials have come up with a plan for continuing testing. After completing all on-arrival testing, the university will move to surveillance and screening using saliva tests.
We'll be testing students, faculty, and staff quite regularly throughout the semester in order to try to find areas where there might be hotspots or where infections might be more prevalent, but more specifically also to find those who might be infected and don't know it and isolate them or put them into quarantine so that they are less likely to infect others.
IU officials hope surveillance testing will help prevent outbreaks. And as the fall semester progresses, they'll get a testing lab up and running at IU Bloomington.
With the ability to do a significant number of tests, with our overall goal, hopefully, of getting to test all students, at least on-campus students, at least once a week, and then all faculty and staff regularly.
In the end, though, young people are currently driving the spread of the virus. IU and the entire Bloomington area are relying on the thousands of students returning for fall classes to follow the community responsibility statements they've been required to sign in hopes of preventing an outbreak. For Indiana Newsdesk, I'm Mitch Legan.
The university still has thousands of off-campus students who need to be tested, and IU officials say it needs to happen by Sunday if those students want to be able to access their online learning site, Canvas.